how to cook like a porn star. Today, we are going to have a three-way with an egg. The incredible edible egg. One of my personal favorites. So 3 ways we are going to hard boil it. I'm going to show you the perfect way to hard boil an egg. After that, I'm going to show you how to make a killer egg salad. And then we are going to watch me scramble the perfect egg. All these things seem very simple, but believe me, with a couple of little tips and a few tweaks on your techniques, you're going to be having 3 ways with eggs before you know it. So what I've done is I've taken 6 eggs and I put them into a saucepan of water. I have made sure the water is going to cover the eggs completely. Also take into consideration that this water is going to evaporate, and you do not want any of the surface area of the eggs to show. You want them to be completely submerged in the water at all times, just to make sure that the boiling process is evenly distributed over the eggs. A little tip: baking soda. I add a little bit of baking soda to the water. Why do I do that? Scientifically speaking, what the baking soda does is it changes the pH balance in the membrane, in the shell area, so that makes it a little bit easier to peel off. So what it does, it just makes the shell a little bit easier to peel off. It's amazing, it's a game changer. I picked this up surfing for recipes online, and there was just this lady in Middle America that said, hey, put baking soda into your water before you boil an egg. It's going to make it a lot easier. And lo and behold, she was absolutely right. So I'm going to pass that on to you. Second tip, you want to bring those eggs down really, really fast. So you want to prevent them from cooking any longer after you take them out of the water. You want to put them directly into the saucepan of ice water. So what I do is I have this saucepan filled with ice, filled with water, enough to put the eggs in, and I put this in the freezer. So this is going to be in the freezer minutes before I even start the process. It's going to be in the freezer the entire time that we are boiling the eggs. So I am going to now take the eggs out of the water, because I don't put them in until the water is actually boiling. I just want to make sure that I have enough water in the saucepan to cover the eggs. So usually a slotted spoon is probably your best bet to do this with. So I'm just going to take all the eggs out. I'm going to put them back in their cute little carton that I'm going to reuse for something later on. I don't know what. Put a little bit of baking soda into the water. Half a teaspoon, somewhere around there, just a little bit to sprinkle it in there and get that going. We're going to bring the water to a boil. We're going to let the eggs sit for 7.5 minutes. Now, my challenge where I live is that all the eggs that I get are different because they all come from different hens. You're going to have it a little easier because all the eggs that you get at the grocery store are all going to be pretty much the same size. And about 7.5 minutes is what I have found to be a good amount of time to get that perfect hard-boiled egg. And what is the perfect hard-boiled egg? The perfect hard-boiled egg is a yolk that is not well done, cooked through, chalky, and gross. The perfect hard-boiled egg has a yolk that is just a little bit undercooked in the very, very center. It's going to make for a great egg salad and just as a standalone snack. The water has come to a nice, gentle, rolling boil. If you look, it's not very aggressive. I have also taken into consideration the space between the top of the saucepan and the water level because I don't want it to boil over. All right, we got our slotted spoon. We're going to gently place the eggs into the water. If you can put 2 on the spoon at a time, that's great. And sometimes they're going to crack, but that's okay because the water is hot enough to where that white is going to just kind of go solid really fast. All right, eggs are in. We said 7.5 minutes. Set our timer. And I'll see you in 7.5 minutes. All right, we are about 20 seconds away from pulling these eggs out. And as you can see, we had a casualty. I remember hearing it break or crack, and then, oh well, it happens. All right, 7.5 minutes. We're gonna take these guys out. We're gonna put them directly into that cold water because we're going to shock them. We are going to prevent them from cooking. And that, my friends, is what's going to give us this perfect yolk that I keep talking about. So here's that casualty. He'll be okay, but as you can see, you know, it's a little wounded, but not a complete loss. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna let that all settle. I don't know, a couple minutes or two. Just kind of bring it down cool enough to where you can handle it. And then I'll check back with you in a few moments for magic time. All right. All right, all of the eggs have been taken out with the slotted spoon. I ate the casualty just because it was already wounded. It was a done deal. So let's show you what this is all about. There's always going to be an air bubble either at the top or the bottom of the egg. So you got a 50-50 chance of getting it right, and you got a 50-50 chance of getting it wrong. Let's see which side. And I got it wrong. But look how well that shell comes off the egg. That baking soda trick, man, I am telling you, it has changed my life. Now, magic time. Look at that. That, my friend, is an absolute perfect yolk. It is so perfect that I'm gonna have to eat it. That is killer. So, egg salad was gonna have 6 eggs. Now it's gonna have 4.